What's going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 79 of this Pentagon challenge. After last episode, I have to admit I had lost my rag with Inter Miami. I felt that our defense was just so bad, and I was completely handheld by the fact that we have a salary cap to adhere to. However, there is something that I did forget. The MLS season runs at a completely different time to everybody else. It's just been June and we're into July, and we've managed to pick up some players on free transfers. We've made a few moves, and hopefully this squad is getting that little bit better that we can maybe challenge for the title like we should be. So without any further ado, let's jump into it and take a look at the changes that I've made. So then, guys, the first two names I would like to draw your attention to are Francisco Antonucci. As you can see, we have sold him to a team in Turkey. He is over in Turkey. We sold him for £2 million. As you can see, he's okay. He's 31 years of age. He's an all right player for us, but I don't necessarily think he was fantastic. In the time that I was at the club, 16 appearances, 1 goal, 6 assists. He did average a 7 rating. But remember, guys, he is 31 years of age. That's not who you want to be building your team around. As you can see, he's also on a decent chunk of wage. I think his wage was on more than that at Inter Miami. We also sold Andres Nunes as well. He has gone to Real Valladolid. He was much better for us, actually. Much more balanced. Very good mentally. Very good fullback. Wasn't consistent, but did like big matches for us in that last couple seasons. Played a full season for us, 32 appearances. This season so far, he played 15 times with the 1 assist. As he was a designated international player, or designated player, which meant we could kind of pay him whatever we wanted, he wasn't actually on a massive wage. So we've managed to sell him on and open up one of these designated international spots. Now, for you guys who don't know, the way the MLS works, we have a salary cap, which is £96,000 a week. However, there are 3 players that every squad can have that are designated players. Now, what these designated players were, the way this rule came about, is what happened when David Beckham went from Real Madrid over to LA Galaxy. The David Beckham rule, or the designated player, is you can pay this player whatever you want. So if we go into our club vision, you can see down here that my wage budget is £355,000 a week. However, if we go into the squad and we go into registration, you can see that 96k is the maximum I'm allowed to spend on the squad. However, these designated international players don't necessarily have that impact on the cap. So if we go back to the transfers and we go into our transfer history, obviously we've now signed Jamin Chessel. He has played 1 game for us in the Lamar Hunt Cup. He has got an assist already. As you can see, he's a very nice improvement on this left-hand side. He is listed as just an international player. Can play anywhere up this left-hand side. Left wing back, left midfield, or left attacking midfield. He now frees up Bereshad to play in a different spot, someone slightly more agile, someone who can move up and down. He is listed as a mercenary. He is on a decent wage, but is a very good improvement to the squad. And I know what you're saying, guys. You are saying, Steve, you've messed up. You need to figure out what you're going to do with the defense. And I hear you guys. So we've signed this guy. Again, not a massive improvement, but I like the fact that he was 6'4" with 18 jumping reach. You can kind of head a ball enough. Again, these aren't breathtaking players, but I do compare the MLS to sort of basically non-league, a push League 2 level. So I think he's going to be an okay-ish centre-back. He won't start for me, but adds a little bit more depth there. We also signed this fella, Arthur Okonowu. Oh, I've butchered that. I'm just going to call him Arthur. Apologies to anyone if I've caused any offence with that. He has been released in our game by Sheffield Wednesday, and it was available on a free transfer. Nice, solid goalkeeper, great jumping reach, great aerial reach. I'm taking Zealand's video to heart. Aerial reach is the one for goalkeepers. He is a massive upgrade on Rocker that we did have in goal. Knows his way around a football. Good at good reflexes, good one-on-ones, decent enough handling. As I said, great in the air, good positioning. As I said, massive, massive upgrade. He's only 28. He's come in as an international player. I think he will upgrade us. He has played 1 game so far. He did concede 4, but we still won the game. So don't you worry about that. We've also signed Thierry Mukoku. No, this is not the man from Dortmund. He is not in this save because I started it at the start of the year. He is from Gabon. He's an okay fullback, again, coming in as cover. He is on a reserve international contract, so I don't necessarily have to pay him an abundance of money. I thought he was decent enough mentally, okay technically and okay physically. He's cover. We just need a little bit more depth with Nunes departing us, going the other way. If we go into the transfer centre, though, I'm negotiating with both of these players. One we would have to pay for, which is this guy, Madan, who is potentially coming in from Stade Rennais. He is Algerian. He is an international. He would come in as a designated player. I think he looks fantastic from what I can see from the scouting that we have done on him. We are also looking at this guy as well, but he is currently under offer from Real Zaragoza and another team in France. So one of these guys is going to come in as our designated international player. And then if we go back and look at the registration, you can see I have 7K's worth to work with. I've got 2 international slots and 1 designated player slot. So we need to try and figure out how we're going to make this work and make this squad better. In terms of the games that you've missed out on, guys, you were here for this loss against Orlando City. We lost 3-2. It was abysmal. After that, we drew 1-1 with New York Red Bulls. We won the return leg against Orlando City, beating them 4-0 at our place. Moussaoui finally getting some goals in him, which is nice. We then took on Chicago Fire in the Lamar Hunt Cup. We beat them just about on penalties, despite Berisha being sent off in extra time. We then went into another game against Orlando City. This time it was in the Lamar Hunt Cup in the first round. It was 0-0 away at their stadium, the Explorer Stadium. And we, again, won on penalties. However, after these two, as you can see, Wednesday to Saturday to the Sunday the following week, we had nothing left. Our team was absolutely exhausted. Mandanda got sent off, one of the centre-backs, after 22 minutes. And it sort of opened the floodgates, and we just couldn't compete, couldn't hold on to anything, and did pretty poorly, to be perfectly honest, against Montreal Impact. We then took on New England Revolution, got the 1-0 victory there. Gianluca Buzo doing the business from the central midfield spots. Then we took on the New York Red Bulls at home, Miami Freedom Park, got absolutely trounced again. As I said, it was during this time that I was trying to find another job. We had options to move to China. I did try, however, they couldn't negotiate a compensation package with Inter Miami. So unfortunately, we are still at Inter Miami. After that, we took on the New England Revolution, beat them 4-4 after a 4-4 draw on penalties again. So we are pretty good on penalties. We've had, in our cup games, we've had 3 games in the cup so far this season. They've all gone the distance. They've all gone to penalties, and we've won every single one of them. Watch us get further in these competitions and lose again. I can almost guarantee it on penalties. So this is today's game. We are taking on DC United. We've also been put into the Leagues Cup. This is kind of like a combination of North American sides versus Mexico. Well, it's all North America. American and Canadian sides versus Mexican sides. We are taking on Tijuana here. So that's going to be interesting to see how we get on. In the club vision, I don't think they care about it. They just want us to be competitive. We can definitely be competitive, but that is a fixture for another day. In terms of things in the MLS, we have dropped down to 3rd in the Eastern Conference after some wayward results. If we win our game in hand on Cincinnati, we go above them. However, Philadelphia Union have 2 games in hand, so we will see how things get on. It is all Eastern Conference at the top of the Supporters' Shield, though. Cincinnati top, Philadelphia Union in 2nd, and ourselves in 3rd. We are into the semi-finals of the Lamar Hunt Cup. We are taking on New York Red Bulls, who have absolutely annihilated us when we have played them this season, so I don't hold any hope there. Today, we take on DC United, the team that Wayne Rooney went over to play for in the MLS. They are in 9th. So let's jump into our tactical meeting. Obviously, we've got some changes to make in terms of some of these players. Arthur's in goal, obviously. Mukoko, is in right back. Collazo has come in to play alongside Zimmerman at centre back. Hai continues here. I am going to try and bring in some better players for these defensive spots. I still have cap room. That is what I'm going to try and do. So maybe next episode we have some more signings to speak to you guys about. Buzo playing alongside Street. Gavin Street is actually a solid enough player that we did pick up from the draft. I can't remember which iteration of the draft it was. Ethan, Sidmar Fernando, and Chesil are the three behind the striker, and then Ilyas El Moussaoui is there. For us, unfortunately, at the moment, as you can see, we have several players in on trial. Latoro is injured at centre-back, because if he was able to play centre-back, I think we would be a lot stronger. Berishar, again, designated player on the bench. He is one yellow card away from a suspension himself, but he's not fully fit for this game. So this is the lineup to take on DC United. We have submitted the team there. The teams are warming up. Very interested to see how this one goes, guys, to be perfectly honest. We are so hot and cold at the moment. We should be winning this one fairly comfortably. Motivated are the two new players, which is great, as is Daniel Smith and Berishar off the bench. This is the team. Ilyas El Moussaoui. Still haven't put a photo in for him. I will do that very, very soon. But we go to kickoff. We go to skip the game, skip the intro, and we are underway. We are in the white and pink, and our opposition are in the black and red. And they go close very early doors. They're off of a set piece, but they fire it over the bar. Atlanta United absolutely pump Austin 6-0 earlier on in the day. Long goal kick then is nodded down to El Moussaoui. Here he goes then into Chesil. Down this side, Sidmar Fernando's there. He hits the post. And Rodriguez gets the ball clear for DC United. But early warning signs for the visitors here. And there he is. I said he wasn't a great defender, but I said he was 6'4" with 18 jumping reach. Collazo is there. He wins the header. I'm playing things very cheesy, guys. We are going to try and cheese ourselves to victory. Set pieces galore. Aiming at this guy at the near post who can jump like an absolute salmon. Let's try it again. Oh, Zimmerman goes close this time. As you can see, guys, this is how we're going to play now. We're going to play to our strengths. We're not going to try and be the best defensive side. We know we're not that, but we are going to play for set pieces. And here comes Chesil on this left-hand side. His cross back to Buzo is intercepted. And DC United rotate the ball out to this left-hand side, or their left-hand side. But we've picked up the ball here. And we go again into Sidmar Fernando. We've got two players underlapping on the left-hand side. Another underlap on this right-hand side now. Out to the fullback then. Here he comes. Attacking down this right. Back into the centre midfield. Back out to the wing. Back into the centre midfield. Cross comes over. Chesil's there. And Jamin Chesil heads in the second goal of the game inside 12 minutes. Come on, boys. I think the changes we've made are making us better. We open up a 2-goal lead inside 13 minutes. We go back to the top of the Eastern Conference. Obviously, this is our game in hand. Philadelphia Union would still go above us again if we... yeah, we'll take Sidmar Fernando off. We'll bring on Martin Berishar to play in the central attacking midfield spot. Is this another set piece goal? Zimmerman heads this one just over the bar. Good start. Much, much, much happier with how things are going. Obviously, DC United aren't one of the strongest teams that we will face this year. However, we still need to get the job done. And if we could maybe keep a clean sheet with a still makeshift defence, we are still trying to improve it. Here's Berishar, back to Chesil. This is lovely. Oh, jamming Chesil with his second goal of his Inter Miami career. Second goal in this half and second goal of his career. He's looking like a good signing out on the left-hand side, isn't he? Playing very, very nicely out there. Obviously extending our lead in this game. We look comfortable. We look good for it. 4 shots for DC United, all of which have been off target. We get into half-time. Our kits look basically the same. It's the same template, lazy kit designers. But we look good for our lead, I think. Their goalkeeper's down to a 6.1, but I don't really think he could do much about this. We are coasting at the moment. We are 3 goals up. El Moussaoui again, still not getting in on the act. Another set piece for us, though. In it goes this time. Collazo's there. Come on, Collazo. the big Uruguayan with his second goal of the game. Absolute towering header. Very Alisson-esque there. If you watch him, he gets in front of his man here, wins that header at the near post, flicks it across goal and into the side netting for his second of the day. And we are making changes in the midfield. We bring on Smith for one of the central midfielders. 65 minutes on the clock. And go on, let's make that change. If Ethan's tired, we'll bring on Dick in on the right-hand side. Again, we are coasting here, guys. Another comfortable win. It makes a change for you guys to actually see a comfortable win on camera. Goalkeeper not really having to do anything. The right back that we brought in, not necessarily playing out of his skin either. But the centre back, the one that we brought in, whilst not the best centre back you've ever seen, I'm sure, he's doing the job that we need him to do. He's okay at the back in terms of keeping clean sheets. I'd love to keep a clean sheet here, but his main threat and the main reason I brought him in was to attack that near post on corners. Garcia with the ball then. Cross comes in. We get a great block on there. Berishar gets the ball out to Chessel. Chessel's somehow basically evaporated up to the other end of the field. They get the clearance. This is into the final minute of injury time. Ball goes in towards Chessel. It's knocked down. Berishar or Masawi couldn't get in on goal there. Actually, I thought Berishar, a little bit quicker on the reactions, would have got an interception there. Here come DC United. Come on, boys, don't ruin this. We want this clean sheet. That is a great challenge from the left back. Re-evaluating things here. Throwing for DC. There's 10 seconds left of this game. We intercept again. It's pushed all the way back to their centre-back. They go again, though. Still pushing down this right-hand side. There's a potential opportunity. Goalkeeper comes out and smothers it. That is the game over. A very, very solid 4-0 and 2 new signings getting on the score sheet for you guys to see as well. Very pleased with that and the result. And hopefully that does send us back to the top of the Eastern Conference, at least for the time being, until Philadelphia Union play their games in hand. Obviously, we've only got 2 points over Philadelphia Union after stumbling a little bit against Montreal, losing to New York Red Bulls as well. But this Davinson Calazo, immediate impact, as I said. Clean sheet, 2 goals for him. Very, very good start. Sidmar Fernando's got a little bit of a knock. But as you see, Davinson Calazo makes immediate impact. And that is exactly why we have brought him in. Hat-trick of assists for this guy. Very nicely done. What does this do for the competitions? That sends us back to the top of the Eastern Conference. As I said, we are back top of the Supporters' Shield as well. We have a game in hand on LA Galaxy, who are level on points with us, but our goal difference is far superior. Leagues Cup starting very soon in 9 days. Lamar Hunt Open Cup into the semi-finals. Let's have a look and see where we will bring you guys back. We are going to advance. I think this game against Philadelphia Union is a perfect game to bring you guys back for. They are the team that I think we are having the biggest competition with. We will play some games offline. We will come back to that Philadelphia Union game. And hopefully it is an absolute cracker and I've strengthened the team just that little bit more. But that is all I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, and don't forget to ring that bell so you're told every time that the channel uploads a video. But until next time, guys, take care and I'll see you very soon.